What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Sergey the Crusher Kovalev. Sergey showed that he was more than meets the eye, that he wasn't a broke down fighter, that he still had it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to let some more people come onto the chat. Come one, come all. I know it's late in certain places, and thank you guys for sticking around, staying up, sharing what you can, because this was one hell of a fight. Top Rank, really did that today. Patrick Carey, counterpunch from Virginia. Andrew Beck, or is it Andrew? Yeah, Andrew Beck. I am right here, brother. James Wilkinson from Kent, England, counterpunch to you. Buddy Port, counterpunch to you. HB, I'm great, man. I'm doing really good. Really good. Just seen a good fight. Good scrap. It was a good scrap, Patrick. It was a very good scrap. Scance Rants, UK's adopted son, Kurt DeVille. Patrick Carey, respect to Yarde. Yo, you got to give him respect. You really got to give him respect. Kovalev experience won that fight. Yarde's big muscles gassing him lost that fight. Flat is that Volantants Tua. You're absolutely right. And here is to the man with the plan. James Wilkinson, he gave a good show. Fair play for Yarde. He did. But I got to agree with Flat Tua. Those muscles, he gassed, and that what made him lose the fight. He hurt Kovalev with the punching power. I figured he would. I was really interested to see what he would do, what Kovalev would do once Kovalev got caught. Got punched clean by this young cub, right? So I was really interested to see what Kovalev would do, because if like Alvarez hit him and he just didn't see that punch coming, and I think Yarde punches harder than Alvarez maybe, but Alvarez is no fluke, so we gotta I want to lay off him a bit. Punch quote, formerly Triple H 1200, good fight for the guy with the experience, not enough experience to pull out the shell. Took too much damage going in late in the fight. He did, but that was due to he couldn't even protect himself. I think in round 9, I think for a whole minute he didn't even throw a punch. He was just trying to defend and keep Kovalev off of him. And the worst thing you can do is let Kovalev keep you at a certain distance. See, Kovalev wants to catch you at the end of his shots, like I told you. Like I told you guys, Kovalev would use that jab, and that jab was very beneficial for him. Why? Because Anthony Yarde does not move his head, okay? So it is what it is. Flat. Latin, okay. Latin for thy will be done. Okay, much respect. Keep up the good work. All right. Oh, Flat Voluntas Tua. Oh, okay. Now, is that Fiat Voluntas Tua? Oh, yeah. Okay. Like in Vino Veritas. Gotcha. Aqua Geagis, Black Magic Genetics. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Adam Cram, Bellator 25 is on. One-arm man fighting on the card. Nick Newell. I'm interested in seeing that he fights, seeing how he fights. H Money, Mr. DAZN. Anthony Yarde got knocked out by a jab. He fucking did. It was the jab with a combination of exhaustion. That's what happens when you punch yourself out, people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they say fatigue will make cowards of men. You know what I mean? Wingo Pingo, your channel rocks, brother. What's up? Oh man, I'm just chilling, living the life, feeling great. Thank you for the support. How did Kovalev come back from that 8th round? Amazing. True boxing fan. Great counterpunch. I don't know how he did it. They just showed true grit. I guess that's what he was referring to when he called Yarde a cub. Yarde ain't been in a situation where he's been hurt. You know, he didn't have that snap back. He didn't have that second wind. He didn't have that inner, you know what I mean? And I know that's what Kovalev was probably, what he was probably talking about. You know what I mean? I think he, you know, Kovalev, I never seen Kovalev hurt and then come back like that. Because he was hurt in the 8th round. Because he got caught with some clean shots. He got caught with some fucking, he got caught with a right, a left, then another right that staggered him, and he went back on the ropes. You know what I mean? And I thought he was out of there, you know? And I think that Yarde should have went to the body more, you know, because he's a great body puncher. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. Smith versus Lozano. Good fight so far. Philip Carl Roberts. I got to check that out myself. Jonathan Nicole. Love the channel, Kurt. You and Rummy's corner. Yeah, you know what? I seen a video on Rummy. He was doing like Oscar De La Hoya's most controversial fights or something like that. It was really good. I dug it. I watched the whole freaking thing. And it was like 40 minutes long. Kurt, heavyweight contender flip. Fight on the next zone. Yeah. Can't wait to see that. Oh, Felipe. Luca. He was in a rush to finish Kovalev. That he's almost threw himself out in the ring. Yeah, look, but that's coming from inexperience. That's coming. He like, oh, I got him. I finally got him. But you look at it, he was having a tough time with Kovalev because Kovalev was using the jab, like I was telling people. You know, Kill 3R kills. Do you think Yarde will come back? He can. Depends on how they prepare him back. You know, a lot of people already thought that they rushed him too far. You know, so it's a good win for Kovalev because, you know, Kovalev is a guy that's on his way out. He's not in his prime no more, but he still has, you can still tell he has a lot of good fights left, a few. Still believe Kovalev is a threat in the division. Yes, he is, but, you know, I want to see him fight somebody that I want to see him fight someone else now. See, one thing about older fighters, you don't want to carry an older fighter because he doesn't have much time left. He needs to go in there with Dimitri Bivol now. You know, guys like that, because you don't want to wait 2 years later, then fight a guy like that because you're going to get beaten. The odds are going to be against you. And then you know you're getting older. You've had your losses. You know, he's had his comebacks. He got his get back with Alvarez. He beat on undefeated Yarde. You know what I mean? But he hasn't really been tested, but it's still a good win because he's the only one and he's been the first one to do it. So looks good for him. Adam Cram, what country are you in now, movie star? Barbados. Barbados, sir. Black Magic Genetics, Counterpunch Boxing News versus Counterpunch Boxing. I made that video. Edit and production done by me, starring you. Damn, send me a link. I got to see that shit. That I got to see. Black Magic Genetics. I have to see that. Send me a link. Send it through Facebook, Counterpunch Boxing News, or, you know, Kurt DeVille, whichever one you see first. I still believe Kovalev is a threat in the division. Yeah, he is. You know, he is. I believe that he is. I think that Kovalev, like I said, he should fight all the top guys now while he's on this high. Because if he fights somebody that's lower opposition just for whatever fight, there's no reason to have a tune-up fight when you're on top. I never believed that. So there should be no reason that he should be taking fights under his expectation, his standard. Kurt, Mexican superstar Juan Francisco Estrada is making a Matchroom boxing debut on DAZN tonight. That shit looks good. Estrada's a badass. 2-minute video, you'll be proud. I can't wait to see it, brother. Let's bring it on. Is Canelo versus Kova is still on? If so, you think Canelo can pull it off? Yep. I think Canelo can beat Kovalev if he stays on the inside. If he fights Kovalev like he fought Golovkin the second fight, he can. If he tries to fight and doing that Irislandy Lara shit, the boxing move and the Sugar Ray Leonard shit, like Sugar Ray fought Hagler, I don't think he can win because he's too far away and Kovalev's just going to attack. But the question you ask yourself is, can Canelo handle someone big like Kovalev? Kovalev killed the guy. He's a killer. He shouldn't even be called a crusher. They should just call him the killer. But I get it. I'll crush you. Bonjour. Bonjour, Kurt. Kovalev Hall of Fame? I don't know yet. It's a good question. Very good question. Yeah, Bivol does look good, Jonathan. Jonathan, he really does look good. I think he beats Bivol. Now, I want to see that fight because Bivol's an attacker, and Bivol can get you out of there, people. Believe me, he can get you out of there. And like I told you guys, Yarde is not a finisher. That's why I kept telling you, he's not a finisher. That's the problem. That's why he's not accustomed to finishing guys when he has them hurt. He just kind of breaks you down and beats you up. But really finishing you, that's not his cup of tea. That's why I think he tried to go in for the kill and gassed out. Because Kovalev really, he was hurt, but I don't think he put the shots together to take him out of there. Yarde has to be smart. The top 5 in the division are very dangerous. It's all about your health and family first, and then the money. That's true. So does Kovalev. Kovalev can take a slap, though. Yeah, he can. He showed that. Guys. What do you think about Yarde not sparring at all? I think that's a bit crazy, even though I respect him not taking any damage, especially to the head. I don't know. I could, maybe he could have took that fucking jab if he would have. James Jackson, I feel Bivol is the best lightweight in my opinion. Light heavyweight in my opinion. I don't know. We got to see. That's why these guys got to fight, Can't help but feel it would have helped him. Yeah, I know what you mean, Patrick. It probably would have helped him. I think his next fight is Canelo. It should be. Get the money and fight Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow. I give Canelo a good chance of beating Kovalev, even though I favor him. Yep. Word of the day, Kovalev is a Hall of Fame fighter. Beating a Cub doesn't qualify. But he did take out the great Hopkins. But, how old was Hopkins at the time? 48, 49? Not giving any excuses, though, because, see, Hopkins is an alien. He just, Hopkins, they could have stopped that fight in the Hopkins fight. But, Hopkins, they respected his toughness, his grit. They respected that, so they let him finish. But, who's your money on to dominate the division? Oh, dominate, you mean probably, James, you mean the division? I go with Bivol. I would definitely go with Bivol because he's just that dude. I think that I think he's younger. I think he's fresh enough to just take over. I think he's hungry enough to. We'll see how Kovalev. I know Kovalev is walking on sunshine right now. That's good. That's great. You know what I mean? Everyone loves a winner, but he's not the freshest fish in the bunch. So, he better be careful with somebody with Bivol. But if he's going to do it, he needs to do it now. But again, I said that about Manny Pacquiao back in 2017 when Keith Thurman wanted to put hands on him. And I said the same thing about Manny Pacquiao. And then yet Manny Pacquiao beat him shit. What, a couple months ago now? Was that last month? Yeah. It was like only last month. Kurt, after the Mikey Garcia to zone, will sign Gary Russell Jr. You know what? That'll be good for Gary Russell Jr. That'll get him fights at least. At least it'll get him paid. Because Al Heyman is taking him for a ride, and he ain't liking that shit too much. He says, fuck your charity checks. Get me some real fights. It's all, you know, it's more than money. It's about legacy with Gary Russell. Unbiased or biased boxing talk. Yarde didn't even use the jab. No, he didn't. He tried to counter all night, and I think that Yarde, man, he thought he was going to go out there and land that one shot and get him out of there. And that didn't happen. You know, I think don't think is a physical, strong, light, heavyweight Bill. The alien. Yeah, the alien was something else. I would love to see the alien take on Kovalev 3 years before he did, though. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't do nothing about time. Father Time kicks all us in the ass. For sure. King Jack rule. Yarde needs to lose the muscle, Kurt. It's not good to have a muscle. No, it's not. See, everybody's trying to be like fucking Adonis Creed and shit. That's not real. It's not realistic. You know, everybody's trying to be like him. I was going to say, come on, Kurt, you know that. Kovalev probably want to cash out with Canelo. He should. Fuck it, get the money. Why not? If you're going to go out getting the money. You know, get the cash. Breaking news, Jamie Munguia signs new trainer, Eric Morales. Yeah, I heard about that. El Terrible. That was a hell of a fighter right there. I picked Kovalev by unanimous decision, a late stoppage. A muck PvP, you sure did. Counterpunch to you, sir. You know, Manny messing up. World champions make you wonder just how good is Horn. Well, it's a good question. Gentleman's game, Kurt DeVille for Wakanda. Damn right. Bodybuilders don't make good boxers. Bodybuilders don't make good any fucking thing besides bodybuilders. You know what I mean? You know? You are a stunt double for Forrest Whitaker. Yep, I am the stunt double for Forrest Whitaker. A lot of his shows. Not the official, but I do enough of them to know. So when you see me bald-headed, that's what I'm doing. I'm doubling Mr. Whitaker. He's a cool guy. He's real shy and passive, you know, despite the roles he's in and shit like that. You know, when you talk to him, he's real, you know, you say something, hey man, how's it going? Oh yeah, go. Yeah, go. Like the fuck? All right, you know. Wait a minute. Kevin Lopez, yo, Kurt, stand the hell up and spar me. And spar you? Where you at, Lopez? Where you at, Kevin? Where's Mario at? Where you at? Crazy D3 would like to see Yarde versus whatever his name is. Soon, hopefully 2020. You know, I don't know. I think they should slow him down a little bit. You know, I mean, they put him in there with Kovalev, you know, but Kovalev ain't no pushover. He's not a gatekeeper. He's not any of those things. You know, he proved that he is still the man. He can still do what he used to do, and he's still doing it. You know? How good is Horn? More like how good is Crawford? Boom! Antonio Matthews, counterpunch to you. Awesome counterpunch. Fucking right. That's what you ask yourself. How good is Horn? Okay, how good is the person that stopped Horn in the 9th round? That's what you ask yourself. Absolutely. I'm down for that. Better question than how good is Horn. But to answer your question on Horn, though, let these other motherfuckers fight him. Imagine Horn and Danny Garcia. Horn and Sean Porter. Horn and Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Horn and these PBC fighters that shit all Horn for whatever reason, right? To discredit Crawford. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I'm getting upset now. It's upsetting me. Word of the day, I met Mr. Whitaker in Toronto. That's cool. Never been to Toronto. Been to Montreal, though. Jokes. Great fight. Young Lion versus Old Lion. Fight of the Year nomination. Gonna watch it again. Kovalev, of course, don't like the body punch Yarde needs. Yeah, a tad bit of Carter. He does. He does, man. And I think if he would have came in, worked the body, get up under that jab and work that body, that would have got him in. That would have done him in. You know, Andre Ward exposed Kovalev. He exposed that soft area in his body. All that fucking vodka. That vodka. All that vodka. All that shit he was drinking, man. You know? He exposed them fucking ribs, bro. The liver. He hit that fucking liver. It's already getting beat up by the alcohol. You know, all you got to do is hit that sucker, right? Hagrovic versus Efe Ajava. Yeah, that was a good fight, right? That was the last fight he fought, right? I believe. When will Spence fight Crawford? When Spence won't fight Crawford. That fight ain't going to happen. When Crawford looks like shit, when Crawford either gets beat and he won't fight him then, when Crawford, something happens to Crawford that he does not look well, he didn't look dominant and do the same shit he's done the last 3 fights with high quality competition. People shitting on Khan now because Crawford beat him. You know? You think Yarde will shed the mass like Joshua has? James, I don't think Joshua shed that much. I want to see what he looks like on the day so we can make a accurate comparison. Okay. If you were from a promoter, what fights would you want to make at 126, 130, 135, 140, 147, 160? Ooh. 126, Gary Russell Jr., Leo Santa Cruz. 130, really more like 135 now, but 130, Tevin Farmer and Tank Davis, of course. That's the fight everyone wants to see in that division. 135, Lopez versus Lomachenko, or Lopez versus Haney, you know. But I really want to see what Lopez does at 140. You know, he's such a badass. He's doing this, he's doing that. I want to see him fight Prograis or, you know, those cats up there, you know. So those are who I would not. Okay, 147, of course, Spence and Crawford. I want to see what Ugas does with Errol Spence, because he's an eliminator for something. I don't know what. I can't remember. I think it's for. Can't remember what it was for. But they fucked over Ugas and they know it. You know. But anyway, 160. Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo Alvarez. Why not? Kokomo's Boxing Flow Real Boxing Talk. Lift, what did you think about the Yarde versus Kovalev fight? Thought it was awesome. Cool. Facebook, I will check it out. Counterpunch from Calgary. Ezra Houston. Counterpunch to you. Jonathan Simon. Links in. Okay. Nice. I will check it out, definitely. Muck PvP or Danny Garcia. Kurt, what do you think about the 1 million Yarde missed on the step aside? He would have waited till next year for his titles. Yeah, that's stupid. Now everything is hindsight 2020, because see, yet Yarde, he gambled. He chose to fight. So you can't get pissed that he chose to fight, though. You know what I mean? He just got beat. Now, what if he'd have knocked out Kovalev in the 8th round? This would have been a different story. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Shit, he took a gamble and he lost. He went up against a guy that wasn't burnt out like everyone thought he was, like his camp thought he was, and all this. You know, he got hit hard enough. He passed his test. You know, he weathered his storm. He had his pound of flesh, and he came back and he kicked ass because the guy that was implementing the ass kicking ran out of gas. That's that. Horn versus Mikey Garcia at 147. I would see that shit among PvP. Fuck yeah. I would love to see that. Or Danny Garcia too. Danny Garcia and Jeff Horn would probably be a fight of the year candidate. The way Jeff Horn fights versus Danny Garcia, I would love to see that fight, man. And then fights like that need to happen. That's just like a few years ago when Ruslan Provandakov, remember him? I would love to see him fight Danny Garcia. However, we did get to see Ruslan versus Matisse. You know, so that was like a kind of a wild card fight that I was very interested in seeing. You know what I mean? What do you think about the 1 million? Yeah. Kurt, it's time for you to clean up the division. One champion, one face, one name. Shit, not me. No. I should have done that a long time ago if I was going to go pro. Yarde versus Pasca. Prime Marcos Maidana versus Sean Porter. That would have been a good fight too. I would love to see some stuff like that. You know? You talking about a dirty ass fight. Think about it though. Marcos Maidana versus Sean Porter. Like like a bull and a ram. You know what I mean? That's all you're going to get. You know? Filip Hargrazic is the next Andrew Galata. Okay. I think experience played a big factor in Yarde losing. Yeah, it did. Khan did quit, NS. Damn right. He quit. That's a quit, people. What Mir Khan did. They asked his ass, does he want to fight? No. You can't say that about the other guy from the UK. Did he ever say, no, I didn't? No, I'm good. You know? And then you don't like it. Nothing yet, Robert. Nothing yet on Mikey. You know, Eddie Hearn's still pressing it though. Believe me. Lucas got robbed by Porter, to be honest. Hell yeah. PvP, that's a great counterpunch. He did. Kurt, you're a legend. Counterpunch to you. Nicholas Azu, counterpunch to you. Thank you, man. Thank you for the support. 168 Plant Canelo for sure. For some reason, I would love seeing that. You know what? I would too, because Plant, he got sweet fucking hair. I like Plant. I like Caleb Plant. I see what he did to Lee. He fucked Lee up. He didn't have a chance. What's his name? Something Lee. I forget his name, but he fucked him up. You know. Plant versus Smith at 168. Oh, that would be a great fight. See, that's the thing, man. We're getting robbed of all these fights. Callum Smith versus Caleb Plant. You know, I'd love to see that, man. Billy Joe Saunders is good and can school boxes, but in the later rounds, when he loses a bit of juice, can run into just an opinion, of course. Well, you know, DT3, the Boon Man. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Blaine Walker. If DAZN sells the PBC, we will get, if Heyman sells the PBC, we will get the big cross promotion. Depends on who the hell he sells it to. I hope he does. Get the fuck out of boxing. You've made your million, so carry your ass. Go back to music. You know? Kurt, 50-cent intro to your video is dope. Thank you, man. Little Rask. Adam Cram, your heavyweight has to be Tyson Fury versus Otto Weiland. There you go. You know, fucking Tyson Fury. I am the Gypsy King. I can beat Otto Weiland and Tom Schwartz in the same night with one hand behind me back. Dude's hilarious, man. Kurt, what was your best punch back in your fighting days? Right hand. Right hand, left hook combination, but mostly the right hand. I had a lot of power in the right hand. When I spar now, it's, it's the right, but I think I've improved on my left hook. It's funny though. My left hook became stronger when I had my daughter. She was a big ass baby. Like she was like almost 9 pounds. So she was spoiled as shit, so you had to carry her around, and I carried her with my left a lot. So when I trained, I used to just hold her like this in this sturdy position. And, she's 9 pounds. So when I'd spar, I noticed my left hook was just like the shit looked like it was, it was almost like I was wearing a fucking weight on it all the time because a 9-pound baby, right? So the left hook got strong, so yeah. So the right hand, and then I think the left hook is my best punch, then followed by the uppercut, The jab is decent. I have a decent jab. Great job. Keep it up. Thank you, Mina. Mr. Mina. Hearn versus Warren. Fisticuffs. Were you a heavyweight? No, I was not a heavyweight. I was a welterweight. My ass was little. Then I became a middleweight. So a welterweight, then super welter, then middle. Then I was out. But that was my weight classes. After Spence versus Porter, I believe Errol Spence will move up and won't fight Crawford because Errol knows Crawford can't make the weight solid. Well, Errol knows. I think you meant to say Crawford knows that Errol can't make the weight solid. Because his ass is, he's like, I'm like, damn, what's up, Errol? Fat guy? What's up, fat man? Oda is the mandatory for the lineal belt. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Mike Lee. That's the name. He fucked Mike Lee up. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, brother. Oda Wilder's a mandatory for the lineal belt. Tyson's doing the Lord's work. Okay. He does sometimes. Anthony Yarde should have went body early. He should have. He should have started attacking that body early, massively, and especially in the first one. Usyk makes the zone debut October 12th. I think I did a video on Usyk. He's fighting Takam. Double SB 28. What's up to you, brother? Counterpunch to you. Kovalev had them pussy UK dudes meowing in the camp. Meow in the camp. You still drinking that bread water, aka beer, amok PvP? Absolutely. I'll be drinking the next 3 days, pretty sure. I'll come back with a gut. Got to go to the gym, get the shit off, sweat it off, do whatever I need to get it off, but it's coming off, but I'm putting it in, my friend. Stop playing, homie. You was knocked out. Shadow boxing. Okay. Bro, you out there telling jab war stories. Kurt DAZN made boxing great again. He did. It's going to make it great again. Competed about 6 years. T3, the Boone Man, about 6 years. Why did you stop boxing? Stop boxing, got into other shit. Pussy. Nah, nah, man. Actually, I started martial arts, stuff like that, and it was cool. Got into martial arts. I've been doing martial arts since I was 6. So that boxing, so I was in cross between the two, But really just start hitting the streets, getting, young, troubled kid, chip on my shoulder at times. So, Yarde was so tired he collapsed when Kovalev just pushed him a little. Yep. It was all, I'm trying to tell you guys, it was exhaustion. He just bow, and then he landed a left hook. The left hook landed, but he didn't have shit on it. That's how tired he was. He was like, oh, over with. Fuck, he would have hit him with some, he would have blew on him, he'd have fell. Y'all were so tired he collapsed. Yeah. Carlos, take him in, headbutts, talk him. Okay, I had to check it out. I don't know if I can watch it now because I'm not in the state. So I'll see. Kurt, I'm very impressed with your page. I love your community. Keep up the good work. Jonathan Simon, thank you, brother. If you check box rec, Errol Spence weighed in more than 140 pounds in his, yeah, about 240 about. I think so. You know what they might do with Errol Spence? I think they might start him with a catch weight. You know what I mean? I think they'll do a catch weight with him, you know, like at 149 or 150, something like that. You know, Canelo did it, because that's the first thing I'm going to say. Well, shit, Canelo did it. For how many fights? 4 or 5? He had a fucking Canelo weight. He had his own weight class. You know you're popular when you got your own weight class. No? What style aside from boxing? Oh, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, Tai Kempo. You know, isn't boxing a martial art? It can be. You know, I would say so. I would say it is. The kid is big, and he will soon outgrow 147. He will. And that's what I think they're depending on. I think they don't want Crawford in the mix, because Crawford can fuck up everything. Because Crawford, if they get a fight with Crawford, and everybody wants that, they don't care about what the fans want. They don't care what we want. They care what the business of sports wants, business-wise. And what sports need, or business-wise, what they need is Errol Spence to stay undefeated. Keith Thurman's been beat. He was out too long. He got beat by Pacquiao. That was his test. Sean Porter's been beat. Danny Garcia's been beat. They need someone to carry that like a badge of honor. So they need someone to carry that. Because if Errol Spence is the last guy that can do that, they're not going to fuck it up fighting a tough-ass fight like Crawford. What if Crawford does to Spence like Floyd Mayweather did to Diego Corrales? Just go out there and dominate him. And it's funny what Crawford said in his interview. He said, you know, a lot of fights that you think will be difficult aren't really difficult at all. And I think that was low key him saying, hey, I could beat Errol Spence. He's not a problem to me. In all seriousness, Kurt, how cancerous is Al Heyman to the sport? Well, you know what? I think he gets a lot of people paid, and I think the fighters that roll with him don't really care about fighting the best. They just want to get paid. So as long as he's paying his fighters, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They're going to ride with him. Whatever he says, whatever his advice is, they're going to ride with Al Heyman. And that's that. They want to get paid and fight the less competition. Fuck, I'm a boxer. I'm a fighter. You know, I fight whoever Heyman puts in front of me. So as long as he's doing that, I'm going to keep fighting these guys. You know what I'm saying? So if they're tomato cans, so be it. He's still paying me. Fuck you guys. That's how they think over there. They ain't trying to fight the best. They might throw you a bone of somebody on that side of the street. Finally, you know, like you finally got Errol Spence fighting one of those guys. Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. He's just now fighting Sean Porter. That's a long time. He's been waiting around 2 years, right? So. Oh, I will. I will as soon as I finish this up. Definitely. I got to check it out. But, you know, it's there for us. That's if I can watch it. I've been an amateur for 10 years, and I'm 20. Now I had the chance to box for England when I was 16. HP, that's what's up, brother. How do you highlight my name, bud? I don't know. It's a good question. I think what you do, I think you message me, and then it'll be a highlight. Or wait, you highlight your name by a donation, I think. But like, if you want to highlight mine, you put an @ symbol. Kurt, I respect your point of view and knowledge of boxing. Your channel and one of the two others are the only ones that I subscribe to. Little Rask, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for checking out the channel. You know. And it will keep coming, brother. Exhaustion kills as both Anthony's. Fucking A. Both of them are victim of the same shit. You know, buff, ripped up guys, when they get into the shit, the adrenaline rushes to their body, and then, you know, they gas out. Yarde, AJ. The tale of the two Anthonys, right? You know what I mean? I think I'll make a video about that. Isn't that now considered the lineal champ since he nearly killed Stevenson in a rematch? I don't know. So does yeah, you know what? He is actually. Yeah. Groznik. Be murdering names, dude. Kurt Eddie Hearn took over America. Devin Haney, Demetrius Andrade, and Mikey Garcia. I don't think Usyk versus Takam is locked in. '78 Sports TV, salute. Counterpunch to you. The Zone has more unifications in damn, this shit skipped on me. In 1 year than PBC had in 5. Well, that shows you, well, you know, first of all, the Zone is a new platform. So they have to deliver because John Skipper, all these guys, they're investing all this money in this platform. They got to give you something worth subscribing to. Whereas PBC been around for a while. So they're like, well, shit, we gave you this. We gave you Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. You know, we gave you a lot of these particular fights. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think Al Heyman, you know, with the hate he received when PBC came out, if you guys remember, Oscar De La Hoya, Top Rank, those motherfuckers attacked PBC for having that shit on free TV. Sad. I'm like, what you hating on it for? You know what I mean? It's more boxing for more people. But now the problem is you got certain fighters over here claiming why they don't want to fight other fighters because they're on other promotional companies. What Errol Spence is doing, oh man, you on that side of the street. I ain't fighting on ESPN at all. Why are you saying that shit? That's something a promoter would be saying, not him. And I don't want to hear the shit about the promotional company neither. That doesn't matter. Errol Spence shouldn't even matter. Do you think Crawford's saying that shit? Do you think Crawford, reason I don't fight him because, you know, I'm on Top Rank and I ain't going to fight on Showtime? You don't see Crawford saying that shit. That's crazy, you know? So, yeah, man, it's one of those things where if a fighter, you got to take the politics out of it. Don't live by the politics of boxing. You know, if he wants to fight, look, you got Fury versus Wilder. Fury's on ESPN. Wilder's on Showtime. Right? Ain't that Bob Arum and Heyman right there? All right. So we don't have to even talk about, oh, it's on their side. That doesn't matter because these motherfuckers are fighting. And if the fight is big enough, or even if the fight wasn't big enough, let's cut the shit. The fight can happen either way because it can't happen. That's just some bullshit, you know? And I'm not going to really sit here and stand for it, you know? Did you see Ellerby's response to Hearn's hater comment? You know what? I read that in an article, but I didn't read it all. I think I passed out. So I got to check it out. What did he say? We need boxing on TV Friday and Saturday. They need to make it really, really available to the general public to keep the sport alive. Good fights. Adam Crom, that's right. You know, he's absolutely right. Warning, counterfeit 78 TV sport, not the real dude on the chat. Okay, American Patriot 17. You got counterfeits all over the place. You got fake Aaliyah accounts, fake Paula Patton accounts, you know, fake Jay-Z's and shit. You know, I guess if you want to fucking be someone else, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? Shit's kind of sad to me. Be yourself, but, you know, it is what it is. Kurt, Devin Haney is the best fighter in the world. You know, we'll see. We'll see who he fights to prove that, you know. But Kovalev, though, I think Kovalev should go with the money. Back to Kovalev. He should go with the money. He should go with what he knows, you know. And if he's going to retire, look, if he gets knocked out by Canelo, at least he got paid doing it. Because I see Canelo beating him just fresher. You know, Canelo's a good fighter, man. That's why he never needed the protection that he got. The power cheapened him as a fighter. It took away his integrity. It snatched that away from him. You know what I'm saying? His integrity as a fighter with the gifts, decisions, and shit like that. Like Lara, he should have fought him twice just to prove I'm better than Lara. Not show everyone, see, I'm fighting Lara. That's how good I am, because a lot of other fighters wouldn't fight Lara. And then I barely get away with the hairs of my chin with a bullshit scorecard. And then I never fight him again. You see what I'm saying? So, and the only reason he fought Gennady Golovkin was he got a draw on top of Gennady Golovkin was the champ. And Gennady Golovkin was well known more than someone like Lara. And not well known, more popular. He had a bigger fan base. So he was kind of pushed into that situation in a rematch. And in between that, what happened? That's supposed to be 6 months out, and he pushed that another year. Counterpunch boxing, no te sias. Damn right. Deportes para ti. Ahora. Alexander Knox. I didn't see the Yarde versus Kovalev fight. I forgot all about it. I was surprised to hear he actually knocked out Yarde. I thought Yarde, even with no head movement, has a chance. He did have a chance. He just, like I told you, he's not a good finisher. He's not a good finisher. That's the problem with Yarde. Yarde is like this dude, he punches well, but he doesn't put the punches together to get you out of there like he should. You have to have that other gear when you hurt a fighter. And you have to know exactly what to do. And it's a series of going to the body, taking gas out of the tank, going back to where you hurt that fighter with, if it wasn't to the body. Okay? And Yarde couldn't do that. And when he tried to do that, he gassed out. That was Cleon Robinson, counterpunch. It was a fatigue KO. I agree. Favorite MMA fighter, Kurt? You must watch both. I watch all violent sports. Adam Cram, Anderson Silva, hands down. I remember him fighting Adesanya. That was a good fight. And Adesanya thought Adesanya could not catch him with those tricky ass kicks that he can catch people with, and you don't know he's coming. He did not catch him with them. You know what I mean? And Anderson Silva still showed traces of his old self fighting a young lion like that, which was great. I love to see that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a favorite now. I'm thinking you're talking about all-time favorites. So, yeah. So, UFC is so complex. That's the beauty of UFC. It's so complex. You got so many different aspects of fighting. You got the jiu-jitsu guys, the strikers, the taekwondo, the taekempo, the grapplers, the wrestlers. You know what I mean? You got people that just good at ground and pound. You have so many different dynamics in that sport. So. Yeah, it was a great fight, man. I was in Brazil actually when I saw it, and I was like, whoa, Prime Silva beats Adesanya, but Prime Dan Henito beats Silva. Look, I don't know. Adesanya is a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. Very good fighter. So, Kovalev, I'm surprised again. Much respect to him, but much respect to Yarde too. Because Yarde showed that he could take those punches. And it wasn't because he couldn't take the punches, because he didn't fucking have gas. He was just gassed out. George Underwood, I hear you criticize Floyd a lot, but you never talk about his boxing skill. Why is that? Because you can't. What can I criticize about Floyd Mayweather's boxing skill? George Underwood, I know a hell of a lot about Floyd. And Floyd was probably the best technical fighter that you could possibly be, on top of, this is how good Floyd is. Okay. Floyd has hands like a fucking peanut patty, brittle. It's brittle as shit. He was able to adjust and acclimate his style and not punch as much with those type problems. Other fighters like Prince Asim Ahmed would have retired. He did retire. Floyd didn't retire. Well, hold on. He did retire 2 or 3 times. But no, you can't say anything about his boxing ability. What can I criticize? I can only amplify. I can only praise his boxing ability. My thing about it, Floyd knew he was special. He was a gifted fighter, and I talked shit at Floyd because I'm like, you motherfucker, you could have been so much greater. If he would have had the mindset of Roy Jones Jr., where would he be? Yeah, he probably would have had a couple losses, maybe. Maybe he would have beat those people. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know about Floyd. But to counterpunch Floyd, to counterpunch his ability, you can't. You can't counterpunch anything Floyd did besides the people he chose to fight at the end of his career. You can't counterpunch nothing about Floyd's ability and skill. The only thing is he should have applied that skill and ability to the people that would have gave him the toughest test. That's what boxing is about. If you got enough money, you know, you come to a point, I'm not going to spend all this shit in my life. If I got $100 million in the bank, that's $1 million a fucking year. For 100 years, you can't spend all that money. So it has to be more than money at some point, not just consumed with the love of money. You see what I'm saying? That's my thing. Okay. So no, I can't say anything about Floyd, you know? So George Underwood, that's the counterpunch to you, brother. I can't. There's nothing to say about his skill. Skill is great. His skill is awesome. Matter of fact, I did a video, and every so often I do videos and I send them off because I have an editor, and I send them off. And actually, I did one on Floyd. I did a couple on Floyd Mayweather, and they just haven't been done yet because it's not, it's nothing rushed. It's not it's not time sensitive. Like some of these videos, you got to get them out when the news is hot, because if you don't, who the hell wants to see it if you already know what's going on, right? So it is what it is. You don't want to look at fucking Tuesday's news. You know what I mean? And it's fucking Saturday. Right? It makes no sense. But I will send those out. And that just talking about the accolades and the thing that Floyd decided to do. Right? So stay tuned for that, George Underwood. If you're a fan of Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I see a lot in common between Eddie Hearn and Dana White. Yeah, they're aggressive. They want to make the best fights. They want to bring the buzz back to the sport that they are in. Dana White's coming over to boxing. That's crazy. AJ Leahy, Yarde, a future world champion. Yep, if he learns anything. Mighty Thor, what's up to you, brother? Counterpunch to you. If a washed up old man in injury, Silva gone, gave Anazanda problems, I doubt Anazanda beats a prime Silva. That's a good counterpunch. You know what I mean? Yarde wanted to be Floyd, but that just says shoulder roll, no head movement. Yep. He has to have the reflexes with the shoulder roll. He has to know how to move his whole body back, and lean with those punches. But you got to know that they're coming. And I know he tried to emulate Floyd, but that was a no-go. No-go, guys. Ray Mercer, at 49 years old, knocked out former U.S. champion Silva in the MMA. Yeah, that's you fucking with Ray Mercer, though. You don't want a guy like that to punch you. All it takes is one punch. Yeah, AJ, if he did, he would have stayed. If he stayed calm, but he didn't. That's due to experience. USB Stick, what's good, Kurt? Love from the UK. You're a real reporter, unbiased, honest, and you actually research facts, no theories or opinions. I got theories sometimes, but mostly, I try to tell you what I think, how I feel. Let's state the facts too, though. But appreciate your support. Counterpunch to you. Alexander Knox, MMA is a sport, man, out here in Milwaukee. Pettis family, Tyrone, Woodley, when he was here, CM, Punk even, I guess. But yeah, MMA takes a different mindset. It does, absolutely. Floyd versus Gotti was criminal. Fucking A. That shit, man. I for a while I wouldn't look at that fight because I was a Gotti fan. God bless the dead. And he just destroyed Gotti. But you have to remember something. That's pre De La Hoya, because that's like the next fight he had. Because he had to get the Gotti fight until he was able to get a fight like Floyd. Oscar. So You know, if Floyd Jr. fought in boxing's heyday, he would have received multiple point deductions from excessive clinching, illegal forearms, and elbows. Well, depends on who would be the referee that night. And if it wasn't, what's his fucking name? I forget. I forget his name. Kenny Bayless, right? If it wasn't Kenny Bayless, that might have happened. Because Kenny Bayless, that's just Floyd's go-to referee. I'm like, damn, it's fucking Kenny again. How many times Kenny's name was in that hat y'all pulled out of? You know? Do you know what Joshua's current weight is? I don't. I do not know what his current weight is. Jonathan Simon, Floyd Mayweather is one of my favorite fighters, but he was an egomaniac. Yeah, he was. And I think the egotistical attitude he had, he didn't feel he needed to fight fighters that at least would give him, because he thought, well, I'm better than them anyway, so I might as well fight someone easy. Okay. The real question is Kurt going to be in Saudi Arabia December 7th reporting the Counterpunch Boxing News? I don't know. I don't know yet. That's a good question. I should apply the license if I'm going to be there. George coach is stealing a living. Coach is stealing a living. Got to replace him ASAP for the better Yarde's career. Well, no. Patrick Carey. Off top, Kurt. What boxer stayed in boxing way too long? Oh. Roy Jones. Sugar Shane Mosley. Evander Holyfield. Mike Tyson. Mike's not as bad because you don't see Mike all punchy. Roberto Duran. A lot of fighters, man. They stayed. Eric Morales. A lot of those top fighters, they stayed in the game way too long. But the top three, I did it in order from, like, Roy Jones, he should have been gone. You couldn't pay me enough to go to Saudi Arabia. It's the #2 warning from the State Department because of terrorism. Well, so Mexico is too. They kidnap rich people's babies and send parts to their ass and wanting money. Give me $1 million and we're going to send another finger. Shit like that. I mean, it ain't the place. It ain't like the ideal fucking place. I agree with you on that, but that #2 is the number because of a reason. All right. Kurt Pernell Whitaker was one of the best lightweights in history of boxing. Yes, he was. Him and Sugar Shane Mosley. And I think Sugar Shane probably would have beat Whitaker, maybe. Patrick Carey, I have to be inside to report. Yeah. Definitely think about it. Depends on what's going on. I might get a job. Might be working somewhere. And I doubt that'll be Saudi Arabia. Wilder versus Ortiz is going to be interesting in the first fight. Wilder was throwing illegal punches every second he got. Yep. And the ref didn't say shit. The ref didn't say shit. Yeah, he did take steroids. Like a lot of those motherfuckers did. Roy Jones, Fernando Vargas. And like Tyson Fury said, that does not make you win fights. Why people do call Laura Floyd. Why do people call Laura Floyd Rigo runners? Is it boxing and defense movement? The other boxers should learn how to cut off the ring better. George Underwood, I definitely agree 100%. But that's really, if you notice, a lot of people that say run, they're mostly fans of aggressive styles, like Mexican style Mexicans. They go toe to toe and all that, and they take a lot of punishment and shit like that, where that's their style, where that's a fight. If you're accustomed to seeing a fight like that, seeing people that go and blow for what they know, right? You won't respect the sweet science of the sport. And a lot of people got spoiled to looking at fights like that. So when they did see a fight that somebody was sticking and moving and using the ring, you know what I mean? Using all the benefits of the ring. If it's a bigger ring, they can use it. They can circle. They can take a walk around the block, right? and come back and score some more points like Lara and Floyd and Rigo, all those guys do, they won't respect that. So therefore, they get angry because they've been spoiled so long for watching these fucking slugfests. Therefore, they're running. Make sense? That's what it was. I heard Wilder was going to fight Ortiz in November. Yep. That's what I hear. Because Wilder fighting Fury in February. Oh, that's crazy. It is really crazy. He was looking for pay-per-view fights, Cotto, Marquez, Canelo, De La Hoya, Mosley, Pac. And see, he was could have drawn. Floyd was smart and was trying to build himself outside of boxing instead of entertaining the fans. Yep, he sure did. He made a lot of fucking money too. Pro Floyd Jr. fans say Mayweather is exciting, but turn around and say Vlad versus Fury is boring. Why not both? Hell yeah, shit. If that's the case, but you're looking at it. You got two different groups of people. You got to understand that. You know, so it is what it is. You know, they were both fucking like Tyson fought Vlad the way Anthony Joshua, sad to say, has to fight Ruiz until he can get him out of there. If he can get him, see if he can knock him down, he doesn't have to engage Andy Ruiz. You know, Kurt, what do you think of Yarde's performance? Sorry, just got here. Lost one. Damn it, I'm almost out of here. But to answer your question, Yarde did well. He just ran out of gas. He showed tough. He showed he was hard. He showed he had balls. He showed he can punch. He showed everything he needed to show, good and bad. He could show he could punch. I knew that he was not a finisher, so I wasn't surprised on that. I knew he was just he could throw a couple combinations, but really getting him out of there. You see how Kovalev, he would have stopped Yarde anyway because he was putting those punches together. That's how you finish a fighter. You know, either the ref has to come in and save that fighter, or you do enough to put that fighter ass down. You know. Mayweather is the Michael Jordan of boxing. Yeah, I can see that. Wilder versus Joshua. 2045. Fight is close to being made. Hell yeah, I know, right? Luca. Pretty boy Floyd, not money. May versus Crawford at 135. Ooh, shit. Jonathan, I don't know, man. That's something like a Fantasy Wednesday. That's something that you want to, you know what I mean? You want to put in. Ortiz versus Ruiz is a great fight. Both great. Yeah, trained in Cuban style. Man, I would love to see that fight. American Patriot 1776. I hope that shit happens. I hope, look, everybody needs to understand about the big three. The big three should be ever revolving. As long as the best fight the best, don't be surprised if you see that. Look, one thing about fighters that are revered as the top fighters, they have to stay at the top by proving themselves, by fighting the guys that are right under them. If you don't do that, you're a fraud. Okay? Who beats a prime Roy Jones? George Underwood. Nobody. Nobody beats a prime Roy. Next. B-Hop versus Marvin Hagler. Now, I would love to see that. That dude. We talking about some Fantasy Wednesday shit. I love that. Prime Mike was unreal. Fuck yeah, he was unreal. But he was by himself. Tyson was by himself for a long time. He took out the old heads, like Larry Holmes, all them cats. He fucked them off. And he was by himself for a while. Then he went to jail. Kurt, you think Ruiz versus Ortiz would be interesting? I would. I'm going to tell you why. Because if Ruiz tries to come in with that jumping around shit with Luis Ortiz, he could get knocked out. Oh, wow. And talks with, Regis Prograis. I'd love to see him on DAZN. At least he will get paid. There won't be no bullshit what he's going through right now. That's when it went downhill. Yep. When he went to jail, brother. You're absolutely correct. But Yeah, Kovalev did good. Kovalev, he's on top. Roy Jones is the most talented boxer of all time. I can't argue with that. I cannot argue with that. If Joshua fights same people as Wilder, he would be 50-0 easy. More than likely. But then here's the thing. I think Joshua, the action is the juice. For him to want to get up, you think he could get up for bums? He could have got knocked out too, just by being disinterested. Okay, here's another fighter. I don't think Joshua would do that, though. I don't think he would fight that many people that you don't know. Because he made his reputation built off the competition of the people that he fought, not the fact that he had so many knockouts and so many wins. I still listen to Roy Jones. Can't be touched when I intensively exercise or jog. You know what? Me too, man. I be at the gym. That and y'all must have forgot. I'll be listening to that shit. Like, really, that's one of my playlists. So we in there together because I listen to the same shit. Y'all must have forgot. Head busters. Because they have like Roy Jones has this YouTube video. It's like millions of views, but he's just beating the shit out of people. And that head buster song's on. Where's some head busters? Well, not yet. Where's some head? And I'm in there hitting it. Yeah. Joshua should fight Usyk after Ruiz. I think that's what he has to do. He's the mandatory. That too. Yep. Oh my God. Yep. Same shit. Like, man, Roy. People forgot Roy used to be a rapper. Roy didn't take any shit. I remember like Fat Joe was talking about Fat Joe said something about Roy, and Fat Joe came in this room and Roy was there. And Roy was ready to fucking kill him, but then Fat Joe had a lot of thugs around. So he was saying like, yo, please don't hit me. Because if you hit me and beat my ass, they're going to shoot you. And Roy had this look in it. He said Roy looked like he was like a lion ready to pounce on me or some shit. It was crazy. Just look it up, like Fat Joe and Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, it was pretty damn entertaining. It was some pretty entertaining shit. And Fat Joe was like, yo, my nigga, don't do that. Yo, don't. Fucking this Roy Jones. This motherfucker hit you and make you knock your face off. But I'm with some goons, yo. Fucking Fat Joe, I don't know what it was. Beef is stupid shit, Roy's a real one. Thugs are just fake guys, to be honest. Yep. But, he knew. He's like, well, that's the thing about thugs. They roll in packs. They can't walk by themselves and shit. Can't be touched Roy Jones. How do you outbox Floyd? With a jab. That's why I wanted to see Golovkin back in the day versus Floyd. Like Stephen A. Smith, that motherfucker. Floyd, don't go near Triple G. Stay where you at. You my boy. I love you. I think you can do whatever you can do, but stay out away from that man there. Stephen A. He was just like, because Golovkin was just crushing fucking people. But one thing about Golovkin would have made that fight interesting. What does Golovkin attack with most? His jab. What can you hit Floyd with? Your jab. That's if he's not countering the jab with that fucking what do you call that shit? He does so well. Shit. I forget. Anyway. But he counters, pull counter. There you go. Fucking so if Floyd, if he doesn't time you with the pull counter, you can jab him. But that's about it. And Golovkin goes to the body. But what I learned about Golovkin, he's limited. Now fighting Canelo, because Canelo turned his whole body like this. And fucking Golovkin was like, like a fucking mummy. I'm like, what is this, George Foreman? The motherfucker couldn't punch with nothing. Okay, Love Bug Team AJ. Kurt, you are believing in your boy Ortiz to beat Wilder, or is it over for Ortiz? I hope he does. I hope he beats him, but he probably won't. I think Wilder, his excuses and reasonings, he wants to get him paid again. He needs a guy that he can depend on. So they had Luis Ortiz. You know, it's the best go-to fight that you can make. I just hope the brother gets paid. That's all. Win, lose, or draw. If he wins, fantastic, because then the landscape will change again, right? But I just want him paid, you know. Get this man some money because, you know, he's lost twice to Wilder. And, you know, I mean, and that's only one person that beat Luis Ortiz. So he might have a couple fights after that, but at least he can get this fight in the bag. And I hope it does well. So. I think the first fight was close about Roy and Castillo. You know the problem with Castillo, he got beat by Ricky Hatton, and then Floyd beat Ricky Hatton, and then nobody, because people believe in triangle theory, so nobody really gave a shit about that fight. A lot of people will bring it up, you know. I think the second fight was a lot closer. I think Floyd took the second one easy because Floyd used solid counters. You know, those accented punches, the punches that actually you see makes a difference in the fight. Floyd landed those. Now, that's just like, no, that's a terrible example. I won't even say it. Ortiz trained his whole life to be Wilder's dog. Sad, man. He better get at least 10 million. Man, I hope he gets something like that. That'd be great. But that's pretty much it. That's not he trained his whole life. That someone else used him. And then when the best times in his life and the best opportunities has passed him by. That's the sad thing about Ortiz. And I hate that shit for him. You know? But Kovalev, he wins, he beats Yarde, he can come back. He just has to regroup. And we have to see what he does what he does with this loss. Because a lot of times people can lose like that, like Jeff Lacey, people like that. And these motherfuckers were good and all, but then they don't, you know, they never recover from the loss. Mentally, they're broken. Look at Adrian Broner. He's fighting everybody, but he can't fucking pull the gun no more. Right? He can't pull the trigger, rather. So, but anyway, you guys, it's been great chatting it up with you guys. You know, Kovalev is the man. I think he should fight Canelo. I think Yarde needs to take a good layoff, see where he's really at, get a good tune-up fight or whatnot, then get right back in it. But everybody on the chat, it's been real. Jonathan Simon, 1M1 King, Adam Cram. Who else we got? American Patriot 1776, lost one. Everybody on the chat, you guys have been counterpunched. Peace.